Okay, in this video, we're going to work a little bit on the button and the opt-in form here itself. So right now you've learned how to change the fonts and the colors, and it's been pretty easy, and then you'll be able to just put in your text. It's all very easy again. And also just to remind you, everything is drag and drop, which is really cool as well. So let's go over here to where we have this section here. Now this is going to be your text again, whatever you're going to put in here to entice somebody to give you an email address. And let's just right click over here, and this is going to be where we are asking for their full name and their email address. Now this is already put in for us, so we're not going to really mess with that. And here's our button, and I'm going to right click again on it, and we can take a look at this button. We can look at some different ways to change the text here if we wanted to. We can add an icon to the button if we wanted to. We just click on here, and we can add a little icon and click on, and that would be on there, and play around with the settings. Not necessary though. We could change the color of the button by going again to appearance, and let's go into form, and this is where everything in this area is what you're going to see, all the colors. So we've got the white background. These are all the colors over here of the border, and we'll scroll down a little further, and we can mess around with dragging this and making the sizes a little bit differently, but again, unnecessary. So we go all the way down, style of button. If we wanted to change the button color, we could. Boom, like that. This color though here is the color like Amazon uses, this goldish orangey color, and it's proven for conversions, so you could probably want to leave that, but if you did really want to change the color, you can do that very, very simply. And you can go through here if you really wanted to mess with these things, but again, just stick to what's important, getting a working funnel up, and don't worry about all these little things. It's really unimportant. So another thing you can do is when they click here, you want them to go over to the next page, so you want to make sure that's connected. So we'll click here, and we do have all our pages set up already, which we did in the first video, but let's see where this button's actually going to go to. Well, this would be configure an email response. We're not going to do that right now, so let's see what else we have here. We're going to click on this button here, and we've got appearance, elements. Again, if you wanted to add another element here, you could click here and add another form. If you wanted to ask more questions of somebody, again, I would leave it just as is. Right click again, just getting you used to this right clicking and looking, and you just want to check. It's if you get confused anywhere or you forget anything, it's pretty easy. You just keep on just taking a look and hovering over things, and it's really kind of self-explanatory. So let's see here if we can find where we would what else we can do with this button here. Again, let's go back to our button here, and that's again where that's not helping us, so we're going to go through this one more time. Let's see, that I did that, and that did not go where I wanted it to go. I want to see where I'm actually going to get this button here. Okay, appearance of the button. I'm going to go in here, and we're going to look here to see. I don't see anywhere in here where we're actually going to connect this button to a URL. So that's not going to be where we're going. We can also too, let's just let me right click on this one more time so I can see what we're doing here. Let's see, it should be under configure, which it's not. So when we right click on here, again, this is the one thing I was going over. I was in the right spot. Not elements, I'm sorry. I was in the right spot over at configure here. We went over here a couple times, and this is the button you got to click on here. So click on edit. Okay, now you can configure the page. This button here, this is where you make it. I don't want you to get confused now where it says access now. That's what I right clicked on it, and I clicked on configure. I'm going to ignore this right now. Action taken after somebody actually presses this button. That's all I really want to pay attention to right at this moment. So I'm going to click this here, and I want it to go to that thank you page that, remember, was in this actual funnel. So I'm going to go page, and I'm going to look down, and the page should be right here, thank you. And I want to open that in a new tab, and there's some advanced options here which you don't have to worry about. So I'm not going to even go through that. So now this will connect over to here. I'll press OK. So the action taken after pressing on this button is bringing the person to the thank you page. Now it says edit automatic message, which this is pretty cool too. So you can make a message right here and send them automatically. You can say thank you for signing up for the free checklist. And then you could put actually fill in you want to auto reply to the user right after the form. An email with the link to the PDF is on its way. Okay. Or click, well, let's put it's on its way. Thank you. And then you put your name. So fill in the text if you want. Okay, so you could actually put in here first name if you wanted to, or email. Let's leave these blank here. And I'm going to hit confirm, and then it's going to be the subject line will be thank you, and then the email address I want it to come from. Now this is just a built-in system. Now ideally, and I didn't put it in this edit or automatic message and come back because I don't have the link yet to that download. I can actually add it right in here after. So I'll just hit confirm. And here, this is default, add the data form to a page. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so now that it's all hooked up over here. So now we've got this button that when someone comes here, they're going to be able to go directly into the next page, is the thank you page. So the last thing we want to do, which we don't have to do, after you've done all this copy, you've hooked up your page now to link to the next page. The next thing we'd want to do here would be, if we wanted to, we can quickly change the background where this gray is. So let me right click on it, and this is saying banner here. Let's do appearance, and let's find, again, we're just finding, this is the custom banner we're editing. And we'll make sure, sometimes what can happen is we can be, here's the color, we'll just make sure that's, yep, that's the right one. If I click on this, it'll, yeah, we're in the right one. I could change it to white, which looks pretty nice. This was like a light gray. I can also actually stick an image back here. So I can go over here and I can open up an editor to pick up a photo. So I can say, let me try this photo here. I already had uploaded this. Now, what's really cool about Builderall is, if say you don't have a photo, there's an image collection, and there's all these free photos you can use. And based on health, let's see if this was going to be about health. Let's grab this just for, and look what just happened. Now, when I X out of here, I've got this lady here. So in the background, so if this was something I was doing for health, I would keep that, and that looks really nice. You can have a nice background there, or any other picture that you'd like to put in the back. So if you want to change it, right click, appearance, find your banner, click on the gear, edit style, and now I don't like that. I'm going to remove it, and I'm just going to keep it white for now. And I'm going to put this here like this. And again, this copy would be all changed, and now this is ready to go. I can either add a picture here or not add a picture here. If I want, say I don't want this text here, I want to have an image of an image right here. I can go over here, and I can grab this button, and I can add an image over to here, and I can actually put an image here and resize it as well. Let's see how we can resize this. And we will change the image. And I'm just going to grab this girl here just to show you. Now I've got the image here, and say I want to resize it. So let's see how we would do that. We would go into edit, and we can actually do some photo editing, which is pretty cool, right onto the photo if we wanted to. But I don't want to do that. I'm looking more to make it smaller. So there's a crop button here, but actually it's not coming up here. Let me see what's going on here. Alright, I'm going to X out of this and get back to where we. Okay, I paused the video because when I opened up that photo editor, it actually froze my screen. And I made a crucial mistake, which I'm glad I did because now I can show it to you. While I was showing all you this, I did not save the funnel, which is the first thing you need to do. So click over here. I was going to show you this later, it's why I didn't do it, and name this funnel something. So I'm going to put test 2, and I'm going to click the send button. Make sure that I've registered the site so now that it's in my system, because what happened is when I couldn't get out of the photo editor, which often happens when you get stuck in Chrome or whatever, when I looked back over here in my drag and drop in my the page wasn't here, and when I got back to it, it reverted back to the format when we first started, so I had to just quickly redo it. So I want to show you this. This is how the old one had looked, and we're in our editor, so it's still circling around. We want to make sure that now this has got my name in it. This is going to be your long URL. In further videos, we'll show you how to make a custom URL for your site, but again, it's not necessary right now when you're just starting, because you can buy redirected domain, or you can do some other stuff here as well. So once this saves, on the next video, I'm going to show you, again, I was showing you a little bit about the picture here. We'll get a little further into customization and tying the whole funnel together and working on that thank you page, so you can get this out and ready to launch.